Hello everyone. Welcome back again. This is Aluminum Tarot. We're going to be doing the sign reading for, what are we doing? We're going to go into Leos and then after that Capricorns for the general June 2024 ratings. So thanks for joining again. As always, it's a pleasure to have you here and to read for you. If you like what you see here, please be sure to give a like, share, and subscribe. I've been noticing that the numbers have been going up quite astronomically over the last 2 weeks, and I sincerely thank everyone for, joining this channel, joining me on the journey to get this thing back off the ground after going through quite a bit of a snafu through my life last year. And that said, we're going to get things right back on track and get these readings going. So if you like what you see here again, as always, please give a like, share, subscribe, ding that notification bell so that you don't miss any of the important updates from future postings. And also, if you'd like a personal reading, please feel free to reach out to me at the information provided in the description box below. So we're going to go ahead and get on this. It's going to be for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We have 2 decks that we are introducing into our tarot army here, which the first one is the Moonology deck, which is a personal favorite of a lot of tarot card readers. They give some very nice, insightful oracle messages based on the cycles of the moon and the astrological placements across the houses of the zodiac. And then we also have here, we have the Wild Unknown Tarot, which is giving me quite some interesting insights. And I love the way this deck reads. It's a little bit stiff to shuffle, but I mean, it's just amazing. Number one, it incorporates a lot of different animal totem messages in there. And there's some imagery that really taps into the unconscious, which I think is quite useful for these types of readings, especially anything dealing with kintsugi, in my opinion. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Leo, you're up to bat. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, June 2024. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, June 2024. General reading. What's in store for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for June 2024? Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, June 2024. Stop here. Cut. All right. So, thumb symbol going on. Ready, aim, and shuffle. Okay, first message is, you are good enough. I think Taurus had that same one. Second message. Prosperity lies ahead. That is also a Taurus message. New moon in Taurus. Third message. Okay, finally, look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. I think Taurus also got that message as well, so quite interesting there. At the bottom of the deck, we see, what do you need to release? That's the waning moon. So this is about releasing old patterns, behaviors, habits, things of that nature, which, hold us back and prevent us from reaching the successes that we want to reach in our lives. So the first message that we have coming up here is, you are good enough. This is a full moon in Virgo. This is the complete realization of your ability to be worthy, and and Virgos can kind of suffer, a lot of times from issues with self-worth because they're so used to service and to helping others that they neglect themselves oftentimes. And what this is telling us is that we're coming to the full realization that it's important for us to look into our own feelings of self-worth and try to find out exactly where our worth truly lies. So what do? We're not necessarily focused on the external, which is what the Virgo typically will do when it comes to the ideas of service and of giving and receiving. They tend to be number 6. So in that, although 6 is the number of harmony, with Virgo it tends to be we sacrifice ourselves for the collective. And me being a Virgo moon, that can be a common issue that I face sometimes, which is dealing with the in the past it was dealing with issues of self-worth. Nowadays, couldn't care less. I mean, I've found it, thankfully, and I hold on to it as a valuable treasure. Prosperity lies ahead. We have new moon in Taurus. That is also my sun sign. So prosperity lies ahead. This is the new moon. So this is an energy that's coming into fruition. It's actually on the crest of being realized. And so prosperity lies ahead means that whatever you've been doing to try to, step up financially or to step up in your, in all aspects of your life where you feel that you have felt lack, it's coming in and it's actually going to bear fruit. So while you're fully realizing that you're good enough, you're cultivating that value within yourself, you're going to also see that prosperity catch up with you and reflect that value that you feel within yourself. That's why it's so important to have self-worth, because that is the kind of energy that attracts all other kinds of worth in your life. Then finally, we have full moon in Sagittarius, which is look at the bigger picture. And this is about getting a bird's eye view on the things taking place in your life. This is kind of interesting because in my natal birth time chart, the one before I did the the birth chart rectification under Ayurvedic, Ayurvedic astrology. This is my moon sign, sun sign, and ascendant sign. So I don't know why this is coming out for Leo, but it's quite interesting to note. But if you have any of these in your chart, these are some interesting messages that you can take as well. Looking at the bigger picture, that's what Sagittarians do. They see their target, they aim, they fire for it, and then they go the distance to try to pursue it. Sagittarians have the ability to synthesize data and see how it affects at the macro level, which is what gives them their more philosophical inclination in life. It's also, with Virgo's kind of like the opposite. They see the minute details that affect people in their lives. However, they have to see the bigger picture. They have the forest for the trees syndrome sometimes. So having a combination of those two balance each other out. Let's get started. We're going to read for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for June 2024. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for June 2024. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, June 2024. Just going to do this 4 times the last one. All right. So, by the way, as I'm shuffling these, I just wanted to say I had an amazing time at the Tool concert yesterday. Had to kind of recharge, get my batteries, back on track. And going to the Tool concert for me is always a transcendental experience. It's been my favorite band since like 1996. Amazing lineup. The band plays the same way they've been playing since ever, only improving over time. And I just really, my heart goes out. I love that band so much. Anyways, back to work. Okay. Current energies for Leo. Oof, there's not good energies. Okay, wait, yeah, there can be. What's the challenge? Some swords. What happened in the recent past? More swords energy. What's taking place in the near future? Oh, not bad. It's your card. Well, no, it's not your card. What's at the core? Not bad. Okay, wait a minute. What's at the crown? All right. What is the outcome? Okay, more cups. And what's the advice? Again, cups. Wow, so you got a lot of love energy or cups energy here, Leo. However, at the bottom we have the star. Star is in reversed. We also have the Ace of Swords in the reverse. And the Five of Wands in the reverse. So, pining over a long-lost love, I'm assuming here. You haven't been able to receive communication about this. You have the Star in reverse, which indicates hopelessness or lack of guidance on this particular matter. We can pull a quick card to signify exactly what energy we're dealing with at the moment. What is the signifier for this reading? The Emperor. So it's a person. Person could be an Aries. The Emperor in reverse is probably a person who's a control freak, or someone who lacks the ability to guide and to lead. We also have the Eight of Pentacles here, wanting to work on that with this Emperor character. So if you felt, okay, if this Emperor relates to you and you have maybe Aries in your chart, then you would probably feel a little bit directionless, a little bit lost in this particular relationship. I'm going to pull one more card to see about the signifier. So we have the Son of Wands. So we have people here. The Emperor reverse, Son of Wands, and the Fool. So it's Aries, more Aries here with the Fool. Sometimes that's Aquarius. Son of Wands could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So it's a false start with someone, or like a delayed start even, or maybe even a loss of interest or passion with a person who is a bit of a control freak and a little bit foolish as well. I'm just going to read the cards as they come out. If this energy is your own, then take it as it resonates. But if this is the person you're dealing with, I don't see this person as being quite, they seem to be a bit impulsive and a little bit controlling. If you're dealing with a person who has these qualities and capabilities, then ask yourself, what is it that you see in this person that allows you to remain stuck or steadfast with them? Because this gives me kind of like devil energy vibes with that Emperor being in the reverse. You know, the person who constantly needs to control everything that's going on. The Ace of Wands in the reverse is not much passion in the relationship as well, and the Fool being, you know, either A, being foolish, or B, taking risks that could be foolish. So as we see the energies that are permeating the center of the reading, we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords in the reverse. So as I've shown people before, this card is quite gnarly right here. It's pretty mental. It's the stuff of nightmares, and it kind of reminds me of a teratoma. And I did title that in one of the zodiac sign readings YouTube video. So this means that you're getting over heartbreak and a lot of mental anguish and suffering with getting a new start. And this new start could, I mean, maybe it feels to me like you were waiting for someone to offer something of value and substance to you, or maybe you're trying to find a way to offer that to someone. So take that again as it resonates. You can also put in the comments below exactly how this pertains to your specific story. With the Nine of Swords in the reverse and the Ace of Pentacles, it's like, how do I offer this to them? How do I get this breakthrough? Maybe you could be stressing over a job. Maybe you could also be stressing over a relationship where you want some kind of solid ground and commitment. Because what we have here, the challenge of this is the Son of Swords. And this is the Knight of Swords. You don't want to do this in a way that is brash or hasty, or potentially like, how can I say? The word that's coming to me, my spirit guides are telling me, is the word reckless. Um, I'm going to start using that. I love it when people say, my spirit guides are telling me to do this. Baba Julie does that quite a bit. Um, yeah, the Divine One's telling me, like, yeah, someone who's a bit brash and reckless. Those are the two words that are coming to mind. I like to use the word the Divine One or Spirit. When it comes to, your energies at this point, you don't want to make any stupid decisions. You don't want to be reckless or brash in the ability to offer something to someone that you feel passionate about. Sometimes when we have the Emperor, it can be someone who has lost control of something and who's dealing with a delayed start with the Ace of Wands in the reverse. So it's almost about like taking a leap of faith in doing this with the Fool. So if you like someone or if you have feelings for someone and you're not quite certain how you're going to offer them something that can help get the ball rolling in the relationship, it's important for you to kind of get rid of the fears that are surrounding that ability to take the next step in the relationship's progress. What we have in the recent past, we have the Seven of Swords reverse and the Father of Pentacles reverse, which is the King of Pentacles in the reverse. So King of Pentacles in the reverse would indicate someone that is has really difficult issues with their finances or stability in general. They're not also able to master their material world, and they're having difficulty manifesting the things that they want in life that are on the material plane. So getting a house, having stable income, things of that nature that could affect them quite a bit. And then you have, and so with the Father of Pentacles here, it's represented as a stag, which is usually an authority figure, someone who is very earthly natured, and normally is very nurturing as well, because they, stags, deers of that nature, they tend to operate in groups or in families. So we also have, the spirit guides are telling me actually, a hierarchy. So that's where you would get these earth sign kind of, suits the pentacles, because also the Hierophant is also deals with hierarchy. And Seven of Swords here, you have the fox. I love foxes so much. They're one of my favorite animals. This one, you can tell he looks a little bit crafty and sly. As the expression says, sly like a fox. Because what it's doing, it's resting underneath. So you have Six of Swords above it. I'm looking at the imagery. You have Six of Swords above it, which is the ability to move on. And then the fox is actually sleeping on an Ace of Swords here. So it's almost telling to me like your ability to move forward. There needs to be a realization about the progress that you made. So the inability to get that Ace of Swords during the transition period of the Six of Swords equals a kind of self-sabotage, or an inability to move on. Typically in the Rider-Waite, the Seven of Swords is where you have a man who's sneaking into an enemy camp and stealing all the swords and leaving only two swords behind, taking the Five of Swords, which is the ability to win at all costs, leaving them at the Two of Swords, which is the indecision or inability to make forward progress because you're blocked. So it's kind of a subtle subterfuge that people can use in order to conquer their enemies or their opponents. With the two of these cards in the reverse, what it indicates to me is someone who's feeling guilty or remorseful for something that they've done. And additionally, the fact that they are unstable in their energies on the practical material realm. So it can also indicate a kind of self-sabotage. So if in the past, you or the person that you're dealing with, I'm going to assume this is you because this is your reading, Leo. If you have been sabotaging yourself by not getting a practical footing on your finances and on your ability to move forward and to have a stable life, you need to get this under control, and that will help you to have a positive future, which I do see happening here, because you move from this energy, the self-sabotage energy, and this material, instability, you're moving into the Nine of Pentacles. And you have the Seven of Pentacles, which comes out in every single reading for this week. Good grief. So you have the Nine of Pentacles plus the Seven of Pentacles. That's 1 plus, and that's 6. That's 16, and then that's 1 plus 6 equals 7. So you come back to the Seven of Pentacles. You're making this change. You're trying to be more financially independent in the near future by tapping this Nine of Pentacles energy. And what this will also do, this will allow you to take stock of what you've saved and what you've earned in order for you to make the next step. This will allow you to have a bit more freedom and autonomy, but additionally, it will allow you to decide where you have invested your time and energy and efforts, and that will take you into the next step, which is financial abundance. Getting this Father of Pentacles from the reverse into the upright. I do see you making that effort to try to do that. And so that's very good. That's very conducive. That's very proactive as well. And I see you by the end of June finally getting that under control. Right now, what we see at the core of this reading, we have the Daughter of Pentacles, which is the Page of Pentacles, and the Two of Swords. Now, when I read these two together, it's you're not really sure exactly what to communicate or what to say or what to study, because the Page of Pentacles normally is a student that begins to study a specific topic that is linked to a practical activity. So taking a course in computer science, or learning how to sew, or learning how to sort out cars. Maybe even if it's a communication, it's like being offered something small that leads to something big a bit later on, like a small contract or things like that. So maybe the reason why you haven't been able to make that progress is because that pentacle has not been offered to you, or maybe it's taken too long for it to come in and you feel blocked from this blessing coming in. And why is this blessing feeling blocked? Because you have the Three of Wands. You are waiting on that blessing instead of taking it for yourself. So that's the reason why at the very core you feel frustrated. You're trying to get out of this Nine of Swords energy, but you have the Page of Pentacles and the Two of Swords, indicating that you're at an impasse on how best to receive this offer. So instead of just kind of actually manifesting it by putting the energy out there, you're just kind of waiting around for it to take place. And Julie Poole, I've been watching a lot of her tarot card readings, and she's really, really good when it comes to mastering abundance and manifesting things. Law of Attraction. Rich Lop is another amazing, tarot card reader that has been doing that for many, many years. Both of the two I'm extremely fond of because they give you tools to kind of be a bit more pragmatic in taking your destiny into your own hands. And what I see at the core of this reading here is that you're this is a very passive approach to manifestation. It's like, I'm just going to wait for someone to offer me a job, instead of creating your own business and then helping it to grow. So I feel the rant coming on. I'm going to make it as quick, but what I have, experienced in my own, lifetime. So, my lifetime, in addition to what's happened in the market today, in the job market today, a lot of people are applying to the same jobs. They're getting the same results, which is a lot of rejection. So people complain that they have applied to 600, 700, 800, sometimes 1,000 jobs. I remember one person was moaning about they had applied to 1,600 jobs and got basically, fobbed off from the entire ordeal. Well, the amount of work that you would put into waiting for someone to give you an offer, you could have taken that same energy and created something for yourself. And sometimes, when we look at things like the Eight of Pentacles, this is a person who's a master craftsman and creates the pentacles. And so rather than just, waiting for someone to give that to you, it's important sometimes for us to take that energy of passivity and turning it into something proactive. Instead of waiting and putting all that into, okay, I'm going to put out application. Why don't I research instead how to start my own business, create the capital I need? Here are the tools that I need to study so that I can, automate the emails or the newsletters. Here's how to build the business so that I can get everything started up. And by the time you spend that energy building your own business, you would already start making money anyway, or at least getting the connections that would lead to making money instead of waiting for all these like businesses to give it something to you. Because I can tell you there's a lot of dead ghost jobs floating around, and there's a lot of people getting absolutely screwed to the hilt by these companies and corporations who are they're not offering anything, or they're not hiring anyone. It's all done for like gaining venture capital, and in order for them to show that they're actually growing, they have to show these venture capital firms that they're hiring for a certain number of people. This in turn gets put into the job market and interpreted by governments as we have this such and such a number of jobs in the market advertised to date. So that way, this is showing that we have some kind of growth, which nothing could be further from the truth. We're actually in an economic depression. I'm not going to rant too much beyond that. We'll leave it at that. Anyways, be more proactive. You have here at the top what's known. You have the Two of Cups and the Ten of Cups. That's incredible news. So I just pulled those two cards. Ten of Cups, 12 of Cups. That's Two of Cups, Ten of Cups equals the 12 of Cups. That's 1 plus 2 is 3 of Cups. So you want something to celebrate in your life, and you want something to help you show that you're growing, and that either if this is a relationship, basically you want to show that you do want this coming together. You want this you want this reunion of passion and of shared mutual interests. And if this is a job, you want something that makes you feel fulfilled rather than just going to a 9 to 5 and being bored, or dealing with a difficult boss or difficult supervisor. You want something that makes you feel like it's yours, and that you have a passion for it. That's quite evident in the 2 and the 10 of Cups. You want something that makes you feel fulfilled. And I don't think that you know exactly where to begin, but I think it's important for you, if you want to know where to begin, then build the foundation yourself. The problem is that what we're dealing with in the job market or in the dating market, I'm going to just go ahead and have at it with both. People are looking for opportunities to find the right partner, or to, receive the right job offer from corporations and things like that, not realizing their own capability to manifest things for themselves. So rather than searching on dating apps and, oh my God, I can't find anyone, everyone's mean, everyone's vicious, and the dating market's awful, instead of that, just do your own thing and get in the gym and focus on yourself, build your character, and then later on you'll attract the right woman. We take that also with the job market. Oh my God, I can't find a job. I've put out 12,000 applications and stuff. I was there. I was putting out application after application after application, and nothing was sticking. And you realize that the game is rigged. So in order to get around that, to circumvent that stale, stagnant energy, you have to create your own business and then take a stab at everything. That way, I'm going to create my own abundance. I'm going to attract the people that I want in my life as clients, and then that's where you'll begin to see your success. So you're on the right track. I mean, deep within, you know what you want. You want this abundant, flowing sense of fulfillment and and passion and things of that nature. But deep down within, I don't know if you really understand how to attract it. So these will be things that you need to work on, at the soul level. Because what I see here, you have in your outcome, you have the Father of Cups, which is the King of Cups, and then you have the Sun in the reverse. So if you stay on this track, what you'll have happen to you is you'll become disillusioned in June, by the end of June. We don't want that to happen. So your advice is the Daughter of Cups and Judgment reverse. What I would say for you, now I'm just going to speak a bit more channeled than this one. Now, when you have the King of Cups and then you have the Sun reverse, this is a person who is reflecting negatively on the lack of clarity that they're receiving, or perhaps being deeply unhappy and not showing it to anyone. What we don't want is for you to get into a period where you are faking it until you make it and feeling really hurt and depressed and dejected by the fact that nothing's coming in, because at the core you're waiting for that opportunity. Instead, your advice is two things: Daughter of Cups, Page of Cups. You see here, it's a small cup, it's a small offering, but you have this massive rainbow, and rainbows normally come after a difficult and turbulent time. So when we have like a storm or a hurricane or something, or a lot of rain, a lot of precipitation, afterwards the sun comes out and then it creates the rainbow. This Daughter of Cups is represented by this this, I guess it's a bird or like a duck, or not really sure what kind of bird it is, but I think it could be a swan. It's the beginning of something young that has the capabilities to grow and mature. Daughter of Cups is the youngest and the most immature of the court signs, but what it indicates to me is that you have the potential to start doing something new. Take that Ace of Pentacles, which is the seed, which actually allows for something of magnitude and of value, lasting value, to grow. You're planting that Ace of Pentacles into the earth and watching it grow into something stable, like the King of Cups. Like the King of Pentacles, which is in the Rider-Waite, typically illustrated as a man with a lot of grapes and a lot of abundance and prosperity around him, which is represented by the grapes in occult symbolism, and building that abundance from that Ace of Pentacles. So what it's saying here is that you have to do that. Start small with something that is your passion, and then build it from there. You want a store, you want a business, sell a few items, watch that grow, and something more while you're applying. So you can kind of juggle those tasks and stuff, be a bit more fluid like water. Then you have the Judgment reverse. The Judgment normally indicates like a divine intervention, or in many cases, the resurrection of something and a renewal of something. As this is basically in the reverse, what it shows me is that you don't want to give second chances to things from the past. What it's important for you to do now is to take your time and your capability, your resources, your talents, build something new. Do not look towards the past for the same things that you've been looking towards. If it's a person, don't look towards the persons, to the people from the past. People will go rummaging in their mobiles, try to see if there is an ex that they can call out to if the dating market's bad, and then they just run back to someone that's normally pretty toxic for them and that they broke up with anyway. Additionally, if it's a job, you don't want to go back to an old job. You don't want to go back to, a toxic workplace or an employer just out of fear of, lack of security in your life. Build something completely new. When that thing grows, it'll eclipse anything that you would have tried to look for anyway. So take that Ace of Pentacles and build something new. Don't give the past second chances. And you can avoid the Sun in the reverse. You can actually feel happy that you're making progress towards something new. So that's what I'm going to say for this reading here. That's a lot to say. I've ranted, I've done a lot, but we come back to the three cards we have here. You are good enough. You can do this on your own. You are good enough, Virgo. And Virgos have the they have the perception of being able to see even the smallest details that everyone else misses. I think if you channel that, you'll be able to start your own venture. Prosperity lies ahead. We talked about that already, that came out in the reading. So if it's work related, you have the ability to be prosperous on your own. Stop looking for other people to opportunities. Start building your networks. Go on LinkedIn, rub elbows with a few people, and see what happens there, because that's how you're going to find those connections in the future. And then finally, look at the bigger picture. What is it that you really want? Is it prosperity? Is it money? Is it abundance? If that's the case, then just go ahead and build that on your own. Sagittarians can make that target, they hit their mark, and then they make their way towards it. So I think if this is a work-related situation, you have what it takes to do that. If it's romance, don't look towards the past. Don't try to give second chances to things that don't work out. You have to kind of experiment. This is kind of like temperance energy. With the Sagittarius card here, that would indicate like temperance energy. You're experimenting, trying to see what works, and then eventually you will get the solution through that alchemic process where you are testing two opposing things to make something of lasting value. If the job search is going really hard, try to build a business while you're doing that. If you're having difficulty, attracting an ex back or something like that, which I absolutely do not recommend people go back to their exes, because they're an ex for a reason. And yes, even the gurus of online, the gurus of modern dating would say that you don't want to go rummaging back in the rubbish to find, yesterday's old meal or yesterday's rubbish, to try to make yourself feel better about your dating situation. So try to avoid revisiting old things and start with the new. And I think that this is your card, Leo. This is the sun. We want that up in the upright by the end of June. And I think that you have the capabilities to at least get the ball rolling on that. So that's it. Thanks for joining. Thanks for listening to me rant. This is Aluminum Tarot. If you like what you see here, please be sure to give a like, share, and subscribe. Also, please ding that notification bell so that you don't miss any updates from future postings. And also, if you would like a personal reading, feel free to reach out to me at the information provided in the description box below with the information about what you want me to read for you and how to attune it to your energy. That's pretty much it. We're going to enjoy the rest of our Sunday while we still got it. Thanks so much for everything. I do appreciate the support from everyone on this channel. I'm really excited to see this grow a bit more, and we're going to try to carry this even further on. Until next time, love and light.